What's up, YouTube? Adam Grover coming in with another video for you guys. It's been a while since I posted anything. I was supposed to post a video up of this 55 for you guys like a couple months ago, but been busy with everything else, so I haven't really done too much to the car. Just when I can here and there, doing a couple things. But this is what I was going to show in that video. This is a pin on trunk deck, and it's pinned, so if I pull these I could actually lift this trunk off the car if I wanted to. But it's pinned to the factory hinges. I took the springs out, which that's actually one of the springs that hold the original trunk up when you open it. And I just drilled these out, these hinges here, put these pins in it, and put the lanyards, just zip screwed them right to the inner trunk well. But it works pretty good. And got my pins down here to hold it shut. So I just put the rod there and just kind of let it sit. And then to shut it, just push it down. Push it in, I can put my pin through. Push it in, I put my pin through, and then to open it, pull it, and up. That's pretty much it. Pretty simple, but effective. So if you guys are worried about buying a pin on trunk for your car, no really need to worry, except if you want to lock it or something like that, because this obviously doesn't lock, it's pinned. So I want to do this car kind of like a old school race car, you know, from the 60s or 70s, and kind of like a 2-lane blacktop tribute, but my style. So right now I got the gas pedal kind of over to the side. I got the whole dash apart, so I'm going to be painting in here. So I ordered a few things for the car. Audio, I got the radio. It's a retrofit radio, so it looks factory, but it's got the digital display when you slide the slider, and pops a little thing up and down. So you'll be able to, it'll look factory, but I'll be able to play Bluetooth, you know, Spotify or whatever on my phone, and listen to whatever I want. Got all Rockford Fosgate speakers. I got the kick panel speakers, which they're not in yet. None of the speakers are in yet. But 6x9s for the back, and I got the dash speaker that goes in that area right there. So right now I got this getting ready for paint. I want to paint the dash. Got the trim polished up. And then we got the front end pretty much on. I gotta still like cut stuff like this. It's all fiberglassed in, and it works. It goes up and down. I actually use this for now because I don't have no guides, so when I put the nose down it wants to hit against the door, so I wedge that in between the nose and let it slide down the door. As you can see, it kind of started marking the door up a little bit, so there it is, a little small block Chevy. I can't remember exactly what I posted about this thing, so I don't know if I ever showed the motor in it or not. My dad probably has. But I've got a little Edelbrock EPS Performer intake on it. It's got factory heads. I forget which ones they are. There's a number for them, but I forget. But they're a small valve head, small chamber, kind of crappy. But these are marked by a machine shop. They got a stamp in them. Might be able to see it. Right here, there's a little stamp It says R&R machine. Hard to see on the phone. My camera ain't the best. It's kind of, this phone's been dropped a lot, so. But put the fender well headers on. It's got the Kraggers on it, chrome reverses, which I think my dad posted a video of it with the wheels on it. I mocked these armrests up. These are brand new. So started making the door panels. I got the passenger side one half made. Still not finished. It's all aluminum, black aluminum, and then this is got a design in it. So I gotta drill these holes a little bit bigger here. That way they fit tight against the handles. And I gotta screw them to the door, rivet this all together, these pieces, which they overlap each other. If you look up in there. And then the bottom will overlap here with this. And this will be black from here down to the bottom of the door. So we're getting there. Got the grill in it. Still got to bolt that up. Got to cut the headlights out a little bit bigger to put the buckets in and get that stuff in. Got the harness out of the car. That way I can put the painless harness in it, which I have. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this thing. Just trying to get little bit at a time every day that I work on it. So got the back seat out of it. That way I could get the harness and stuff out. And found a little bit more work that I got to do with the rusted wheel tubs on both sides. So if it wasn't for keeping the back seat, I'd honestly probably just tub this thing, but I really want to keep the back seat in it, and I don't want to have to modify the back seat or nothing, because the back seat's nice. So that's pretty much what's going on with the 55. And then we got boxes of stuff, the speakers, the painless. Brand new. So my speaker stuff here, up in here. These are the kick panel speakers. The dash speakers in this box. I think the radio might be in this box, and the 6x9s as well. Headlight buckets. And then all the trim is over here. This place is a mess, but stuff to make the door panels, all the material. Here's the trim that I polished for the dash. The dash is going to be glossy black, and then all this I want to have powder coated chrome. All that trim inside for the windows. So it's the windshield stuff, back doors, and then the, well, not back doors, but back windows and front windows. Trim for that. So that's pretty much what's going on with the 55. It does run. So I had a problem where it was breaking the rotors off in the distributor when you would dump the clutch, the motor would torque over, so I had to beat all this in, get this to clearance a little bit better back here, which you can see how tight it is still, but this was actually touching against the firewall a little bit, and this was sticking out. It actually hugged in here a little bit better to the cap, and it broke one rotor. I replaced it, put a new rotor on it. I thought it was something to do with the distributor, so he put a different distributor in it. And then ended up taking the car out again and trying to see what it had. Dumped the clutch, and it broke the cap and the rotor. second time. And this is a new cap and rotor kit that I bought. And it didn't come with the cover for the top, so I had to steal the one off of the broken cap and put on this. But yeah, it's getting there slowly but surely, a little bit at a time. Just trying to get what I can done on it and get it closer and closer each time I do something to it. So it is progress, but just slow progress. You know what they say, slow progress is better than no progress. So I don't think I showed this, but I got the shifter in. This is her shifter. I have a 69 Camaro. But since my seat is bolstered, the old shifter in this was like up here and like way like back here. So I wanted something that I had to reach a little further for, because I'm short. My legs are short, so I sit close. I don't know if you can see how close I am to the steering wheel right now. It's my stomach. So wanted something I had to reach for a little bit. So I modified the shifter under the boot, so that way the rod sits a little forward. That way it gives me this angle, so the shifter's kind of straight up. And then it'll be leaned back when it's in, you know, that's fourth gear. So that's third, that's fourth. Just to give you an idea. So I still got to get the correct linkages for the transmission, because this thing's all jacked up underneath. But sometimes it likes to go in gears, sometimes it don't. But I've been working on it, trying to get stuff ironed out and figured out little stuff that I never mess with, like the carburetor linkage, what they got going on here, and adjusting this stuff and little things, just going over the car. I wanted to do like a series where this car, you know, went to the track, you saw what it ran with, how it sat, and then progressively do stuff to it, mess with timing, put an electric fan on it, show what the little things do for a setup like this. Take the mechanical fan, take that off, put the electric fan on, you know, make a pass with the car. I was actually going to put the electrical fan on it, keep both, and then pull the mechanical one off and show you guys how much it picked up, how much power that robs, if any, which I'm sure that this metal fan robs some power. Might be 5 horsepower, but to something like this, 5 horsepower equals up to a little bit of something. So I wanted to show that in a time slip. But the bad news is our local track just closed, and the closest track is about an hour and a half away. So I don't know how much I'll be able to do with each thing, each modification, if you will. So undecided if I'm still going to do that. It'll make the videos take longer, because Echo was 15-20 minutes away. Like, I could drive this car there and you know, back home, where now I'm going to have to tow it. So I'm not going to break the car an hour and a half away. Some guys might pop on here and, well, it's a street car, you're supposed to drive it hour and a half away with a stick in it with stock crap and hope that nothing grenades, and then, you know, have somebody bring you a trailer if it does break, and then have to drive back, which takes like 4 or 5 hours if somebody's free. And I'm not about that. So I'll trailer the car. The car might be able to drive to California. I don't care about that. I care about going to the track, showing what the car does, and getting back home with my family and having a good time. I'm not worried about the whole if it can or can't do it, because I will be driving this car to work when it's road ready. And that's an hour and a half ride, but I don't plan on beating the snot out of it, pass after pass after pass, and then trying to make it home. I'll literally drive to work and drive back like a normal human being, with maybe jumping on it here and there. But when I go to a track, it's not a nice time. The car is going to be leaving with everything it has. The clutch is going to get dumped, and I'm going to try my best to pull the gears in as fast as I can. It's not going to be a nice little ride where the car should stay together. It's going to be when something breaks, it's going to break. There's not a if, it's when. And that's how racing goes. So I'm not trying to be stuck. Sorry for the rant, but I've had a lot of guys come at me with stuff like this, so it's, a little bit built up, I guess. But, I was going to do little things like the fuel pump. It's got a mechanical pump on it. I was going to put an electric pump on it, show if that picked up anything. Just anything that's driven off this engine, which there ain't much. The fan, fuel pump, and then timing was another thing I wanted to show, which I still might mess with that just to show you guys what it picks up. But with the track closing down, kind of put a damper on that. So, and I don't know how many passes I could get going to Cecil. Some nights they're busy, some nights, I think last time we went, me and my dad we got a good amount of passes. I want to say we probably both made roughly, between the two of us, probably like 10 passes out of the car, 8, something like that. But it's like any track. You go there, you might get 1 pass, you might go there and get 10. So it depends how many passes I'll be able to get and things like that with what I'll do and show. And I really didn't want to mess with it. I was even going to leave the carburetor where it got half open and then show it where it fully opened, because I wanted to show what the car progressed from when I bought it to where it's at after I mess with it. Granted, the car wasn't finished, but somebody did take the time to go through it. They put a cam in it, they put headers, so usually when you do stuff like that and you plop a motor in, you kind of mess with that stuff. You set your timing where you want it. Most guys have a light, or they can do it by ear. They set it where they want it. So like the car should have had the timing in it kind of where they wanted it. It's something you do right off the gate when you put a motor in something. At least I do. As soon as that thing runs, I turn that distributor, and it's one of the first things I do. That thing needs timing in it right away. I don't like dogged out stuff. So I make sure the barrel's open all the way on the carburetor, and I make sure that timing's set where I want it. Right now, this one's not really set where I want it, because I just wanted the car to see what it did up and down the road. So maybe I'm a liar, I don't know. I didn't have time to put a light on it. I just got anxious and wanted to see what the car could do, because I haven't floored this thing. But it's got open end rear. It's got no gear in it, so it's not fast by any means. It does a cool burnout. That's really about it. But that's pretty much what we got going on with this thing. I did take it out to a little car meet that we have local here every Wednesday. Car got a decent amount of attention, which made me feel good, because it's not the pretty looking car in the world. I tried to keep the trunk shut so nobody saw the junk in it, but and the dash was still together at the time. But I'll put the pictures in this video. I'll edit it and show you guys the pictures that somebody took of it and posted online. But it was just a good feeling to have people interested in the car, and know that people thought it was cool, I guess. I don't know. I'm building it for me, but it just felt good to have people say, man, that thing's awesome. It's cool, whatever they said. And it meant a lot, so it felt good. And it's only going to get better, hopefully. So, still got a lot to do. It's a laundry list, but it'll get there. Now with the weather starting to come down a little bit, because it was hot there last 2 weeks it was in the 90s here, so off and on. So this weather gets me going. It makes me want to be able to cruise and drive around with this thing. So I'll be out here hopefully a little bit. Try to get out here a little bit more if I can and get some stuff done on it. So hopefully soon be out beating the street with it. Well, that pretty much sums this video up. So I'll see you guys around, and keep up the good work on your projects, whatever you got. And if you're trying to buy something, buy what you want to buy, enjoy it, don't let it pressure you. Got a couple guys who messaged me, and one of my good friends, he was getting a little pressured over his project, and I think that's something that we all of us car guys go through. I know I feel it when I'm not making the progress I want, like with this thing. I was getting kind of depressed, and in my mind I was thinking maybe I should just get rid of it, get something that's already finished, you know, or something that's closer where I can at least take it out and enjoy it. But I'll be honest, this thing, I can't bring myself to do it. 1, it's one of my dream cars. 2 and 3, just going out doing some burnouts on the street out in front make you feel good. So don't get discouraged. You'll get it done. Just stay on it. Take a breath. Think of the little things you can do if you don't have the money or finances. Do those, get them knocked out of the park, and then you start getting some money in. Then you can get the parts you need and want and do what you got to do. Because there's still stuff I need for this that I can't afford right now. And it's stupid stuff. It's nothing too crazy, but it's stuff I would like to put in the car when I'm wiring it, where I could just wire it in and be done and not have to come back to it. But I might have to do exactly that, come back to it, because I'm getting to the point where I just want to enjoy the car and drive it. And so with that being said, I might just do exactly that, come back to it. Like, the door panels aren't exactly perfect, but I can always make them again and make them nicer. So that's about it. You guys enjoy it. Hope you liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe if you're not already. I try to get stuff out. Sometimes I can't. I apologize for those of you who follow me. So you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you.